First of all, quick update. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jay, welcome. Karen, Lourdes, let's give it a few minutes. Let's get some more people in here because we have a lot to discuss, a lot of breaking news. I know Ellie. Oh, you just left Ellie. Ellie's finishing up. Yeah, we're going to be going live later on with Wajahid Ali, I think at 3 and 3:30. Then we have also later on today, we have a major special. Zev Shalev is putting it together. Breaking news having to do a lot with Michael Cohen, having to do we're gonna once and for all expose everything, what's really going on behind the scenes. But I have a lot of information about. Hey, Michelle, good afternoon to you too. Linda, Chardonnay, Chrissy. John, welcome and good luck with your race, John. I apologize. I haven't been calling you back yet, but I've been busy. But I will call you back. John is running for Congress here in Florida, so definitely give him some support, some love. Tanya, Martha, Millie, um, American citizen. How are you? I'm so tired. I haven't slept, literally traveling. Let me start off with, first of all, telling you we're going to go over a lot of things having to do with my trip to Washington, D.C. Tomorrow. I mixed up the days. I know yesterday I said today was Saturday. I've been traveling and it's been like, I thought today was Saturday, yesterday was Friday. But anyway, tomorrow we're going to have our usual coffee and tea with Lev and Dean. So I recommend all of you come join us there because we're going to not only go over everything that transpired on my trip to Washington, D.C., everybody, hey, Fred, everybody that I spoke to, but also it's your chance of coming up, asking questions. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Also, make sure if you want to come up. The best thing I recommend is I'm going to have, what's it called, our volunteers. I think Lev's Army or post in the chat room. You guys could also email our Lev pttp@proton.me or DM Lev's Army. That is one of our top volunteers, and is going to be taking over more and more volunteer duty as Jay moves on to some other stuff, because we have some major announcements coming very shortly to you guys to bring you up to speed. So definitely, if you guys want to come up, tomorrow is going to be absolutely it's going to be a Valentine's Day special, guys. You don't want to miss it. There's going to be a lot of information, a lot of questions, a lot of answers, and hopefully, we'll be able to spread some positive energy, some, love, share that, and then start off the day right, and so this way we could all then go spend it properly with our loved ones. So that's for tomorrow. So make sure, definitely stay tuned for tomorrow. It's at 12 o'clock Eastern. If anything changes, I'll speak to Dean. It's at 12 p.m. Eastern. If for now it's 12 p.m. Eastern. If it changes, I will update. But right now it's 12 p.m. Eastern for tomorrow. So let's jump into what is going on behind the scenes and what's playing out. I apologize. The phone has not stopped. There's just so much going on. Really sorry about that. All right. So first of all, I'm going to give you some quick updates. Ukraine. Ukraine is constantly being bombarded. Donald Trump today came out and literally said some nonsense, saying that twice when he was asked, he said that Zelensky has to act quick, folks, because Russia wants to make a deal, and if he doesn't accept the offer quickly, basically, it might be too late for Ukraine. This is what Donald Trump came out and said today. To see. Hey, Cat BG, great question. Maybe let's leave the questions till the end, and then I'm going to try to answer some of them at the end right now. Also, if we have some time. If not, tomorrow tomorrow is going to be especially Q&A for paid subscribers and for all the subscribers. But definitely tomorrow I'm going to be answering them. And again, if you guys are joining me late, I'm going to put this out later. But I recommend, because we have a big community, we have a lot of people, and I want to make sure that I take care of each and every one of you, answer your questions, make sure I give you the time, and to do that, we have to try to coordinate a little bit and be ahead of time. So Lev's Army is one of our top volunteers. Jay is also Pegs Riley and others. They're gonna set up on the chat room. In the chat room, sometime today, we'll put up a chat which will include people that want to ask questions, people that want to come up. You can answer the chat. You could also DM them. Also email at levpttp@proton.me. This way, I can. Because the way the algorithm works, sometimes we're 15, 20 minutes delayed. Sometimes I don't see the questions until it's a different subject. And I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that we try to get as organized as possible. Where do you access the chat room, Eddie? It's when you go on the profile, on my profile, there's a chat. It's for all, the chat is for all subscribers. But if you're a paid subscriber, then you're able to start chats. It's a little privilege, extra privilege. All subscribers could then comment on the chats, but for paid subscribers, you could start the chat. So the volunteers will go in there, they'll start the chat. If you have problem with the chat, you could email them at levpttp@proton.me, or you could DM either thank you for your support, Eddie. Love it, appreciate it. Or you could DM either Jay, DM either Lev's Army or Pegs Riled Up. Better all to email or try to go on the chat. But if you can't, definitely T-shirt. This is a new edition, and I got some surprise for you. But the reason I wore this, everyone was in the loop because of what we're talking about. You could get that at levremembers.com. I recommend everybody, if you have not gone to levremembers.com, it's our website. We're building it right now. We have great different from everyone was in the loop. Enough is enough. Ukraine, a voice from Ukraine. Uh, 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 Part of the profits go to help Ukraine, just so you know, and part of the profits go to support our platform. So not only do you great Wolfpack. All right, I was gonna save it for later, but I gotta show it to you since you guys. I gotta share a big surprise with you guys, and then we'll go into it because I'm very excited for this. Hold on a second. Bear with me, everybody. Bear with me. I got a surprise for you guys. All right, are you ready, guys? Here we go. So it's out today officially. Get your Wolfpack gear. We have the Wolfpack where the truth has teeth, which is we have another one here. One of our subscribers made a shout out to one of our subscribers. I don't know if they want to be anonymous or not. This is the artwork they gave. United. So I recommend you guys go. I already went on to check. I ordered mine and it told me a week. So I don't know, but I think a lot of it's already. And what we're gonna do, just so you know, I'm gonna figure out, but technically how, and we're gonna do majority of these, everything that has to do with the wolf pack. We're gonna donate it either to Ukraine or we're gonna donate it maybe to the fund to help or survivors, or we're gonna donate it to a fund to do something else, which I'm going to give you some interesting stuff. So the don't mess with the wolf pack. Definitely go to loveremembers.com. Don't mess with the wolf pack, and it's going to be something fantastic. You don't want to, and grab them as quick because for some reason today already. Maybe we'll do the Katie Johnson Fund. Absolutely, Chris. I don't know yet, but we have some incredible volunteers that will help me put a lot of this stuff together. So this is part of it. The wolf pack. Enough is enough. Oh yeah, Ellie's part of the wolf pack. We'll talk about the tea part of it, but extremely excited. So definitely, and shout out for our subscriber. I apologize. I'm not going to name the name because I wasn't given permission to say if they want to be out there. But you know who you are. Great job for the artwork. Incredible. Thank you so much. And it's just the beginning. Is that Amber? Okay, if you guys know, then Thank you. So definitely, shout out, incredible. So definitely go get the gear. And while you're there, make sure, I would recommend, if you haven't yet, because we just got our shipment also of the Shadow Diplomacy, the book. So just to give you a little update, I have cut all ties with Amazon because originally the book was on Amazon. So because of Jeff Bezos, because of all this bullshit that he's doing, so I've cut all ties with Amazon. So the book is not going to be no longer available on Amazon at all. Because of that, Amazon is no longer going to be printing the book. So because they're not going to be printing the book, I'm in the process of finding a new somebody new to be able to get the book printed. So we have about, I think, right now I have to ask Svetlana, but I don't know. I think maybe 100 hard or 80 hardcovers, something like that, and then maybe another 100 and something soft cover left, while we find a new somebody to be able. So recommend, definitely grab them right now because we might have a little couple of week delay. But yes, screw Amazon, screw Jeff Bezos. So I cut them off, and I stand with supporting, going against these guys. So definitely no more Amazon. The book is also, but because of that, that's why. So right now, kind of very hot commodity. Definitely want to grab it. We have, I think, a couple of hundred combined between hardcover, softcover left. So definitely grab them. And then we're gonna get somebody to publish it. We're gonna work it out, but it might take a little time. But forget about Amazon. No more Amazon for us. So, getting back to Russia, there you go, Martin. Support, love you, thank you, guys. So, give you with Russia, what's going on. Uh, I'm going to tie this into also what's going on with Tulsi Gabbard because I think it's important. I'm going to give you guys some news. Now we're going to get into some serious stuff, some serious news, and I need you, for those of you, if you want, grab your pens and paper. For those of you taking notes, for those of you that this is very important. So you saw that there's a report that's come out in the Wall Street Journal, I think, I think it's the Wall Street Journal, about how there was an intercepted, our national security intercepted a phone call between two foreign nationals, talking about Jared Kushner and Iran, and then Tulsi Gabbard brought it to Suzy Wiles. Suzy Wiles said kill it. Then a whistleblower complaint came out. Now we're starting to see dribs and drabs. Folks, again, I cannot, just from what I'm hearing from my sources, I'm hearing that this was, an intercepted call between Russians. It was one of the people on that line was Kirill Dmitriev. The other individual was another Russian, somebody from the Russian embassy here in the United States. And the conversation had to do after Dmitriev met with certain, I think, Witkoff or Kushner or something, and he was updating, talking about what was going on behind the scenes. Also, right now, part of the push that's going on towards Ukraine, why we're having such pressure is because of right now the things that are happening behind the scenes. And as I've been telling you, Nord Stream 2, they are trying to figure out how to resurrect it and how to be able to use Trump's. I apologize, folks, my phone's been going off the rockers today. And how to be able to use all of that to be able to do it. So. Tulsi Gabbard also in that intelligence report, besides the whistleblower complaint, is in the process also right now, very importantly for you guys to understand, with a group, which basically the top individuals in Trump's orbit, people like our CIA director, people like the FBI, people like the DOJ, in a coordination where Tulsi Gabbard is in the lead to be able to right now spin a new news cycle. Some of the information that I'm telling you, the media is not going to talk about. They're going to start talking about in a week or 2 or 3 from now once this hits the news. What's happening, and that's why I need you guys to be my voices because the good word is I was in Washington D.C., had a lot of incredible meetings with a lot of incredible Congress people, and we've opened up a lot of lines of communication that have to do not only with the Epstein files, but a lot of what my sources are doing. So we're going to be doing a lot of help, and we're expanding to make sure we save our democracy and everything. Like I said to you, no more action and no more just talking. It's all about action. So that's why all your support, all your shares, all your subscriptions, paid subscriptions, contribution, all of that, you could see, it goes a long way because we're fighting a major fight because these guys do not want to give up the country. They're going to do everything they can. Donald Trump is going to do everything he can to be able to stay in power because they know once we get control of one of the powers, he understands it's over with. So does Steve Bannon. So does everybody else. Folks, keep smashing those hearts. We need to be able to get as many people as in here to be able, because we're going to lead into some other news. So as I told you, some of the breaking news today, very important that you guys need to share, spread as far as wide as that. I'm hearing that the foreign nationals are Russians. They were talking about one of them may be Kirill Dmitriev. Also, this week they're trying to push, not this week, but I think they actually left Congress, let them go home, but they're about to start pushing the Save America Act. The Save America Act is literally part of, as I've been warning you guys for the past 6-7 months since I've been on here, that the Save America Act is another word for their election reform. It's another way of basically federalizing election, giving him the power to be able to take away our constitutional rights the way we have them. I'm just going over some of my notes. Let's talk about also Venezuela now for a little bit, because a lot of the stuff I'm giving you some midday updates later on tonight. I'm gonna give you more of a full update when we go live on, but I want to give you some of the breaking stuff that's happening right now, so this way you guys know. Also, with Venezuela, very importantly, Donald Trump came out today, made some very important comments, but important comments because he's more or less telling you exactly what we've been talking about. He today actually recognized Delcy Rodriguez, the current administration, the current president of Venezuela, the same person that was in the indictment with Nicolas Maduro, the same person that is basically tormented, and maybe even worse than Nicolas Maduro, that has the connections. He has today basically recognized them as a legitimate government. When asked the question if when are they going to recognize the Venezuelan government as legitimate, Donald Trump responded, well, they're doing a 10 out of 10 job. Think about that. And the 10 out of 10 job is they're paying him money on the oil sold, basically. They're letting him basically control the oil. There's no reform going on in the country. There's no political prisoners being released. There is no democratic elections being held. There's no Donald Trump has basically legitimized the current regime, to the fact that he even said that he's planning, Linda, levremembers.com, all day long, that he's planning a trip to Venezuela. Think about this, folks. The United States American president right now is planning a trip to meet with basically somebody that just while even he was in office, was on the indictment with Maduro as an indicted criminal. But we have the other thing he said, very importantly, he said that we have oil is flowing. Basically, again, telling you, but the oil is flowing. Where is the money going? As I want to remind everybody, the money keeps going where? To Qatar. Qatar is a offshore account that they opened up. The reason that account is opened up, folks, twofold. One, Delcy Rodriguez is a wanted criminal in the United States, so Delcy Rodriguez cannot open up a bank account here. So it has to be an offshore account to be able for her and her corrupt generals and the corrupt people in Venezuela that are partner up with Donald Trump. Not the Venezuelan people, but the corrupt to be able to receive their piece of the money. The other reason is being done offshore, and Donald Trump even said it one time. He sometimes says the quiet part out loud is because PDVSA, the Venezuelan company, oil company, basically there's a lot of owes a lot of American companies. There's a lot of debt owed. So a lot of Americans and a lot of American companies have liens on PDVSA, and basically, if they would open an account here, then these American citizens and American companies would be able to demand and go to court to get paid their money. And Donald Trump basically said that they did it in Qatar to screw the American people, to screw the American companies, so they can't go after the money. So this way, the corrupt Venezuelan government could continue getting it. When it comes to Venezuela, there's a lot that I know, a lot that I haven't even got into yet, a lot that we're going to speak to. But I could tell you this, folks. I want you to today, put it on your calendars. March 9th. Give or take a few days earlier or later. I have some major news coming. I have a big announcement coming, and some major stuff that I'm planning on doing to make sure Donald Trump doesn't stay in office, and that there's some changes that start going on. So we have a lot of things in the works. So in the meantime, until I share with you the game plan, the big news that we're about to do after this trip to Washington D.C., I ask of you to continue doing what you do and continue spreading the word, continue, subscribing, continue telling other people to join, continue becoming, paid subscribers. That's what keeps this going. Contribute to the Venmos, to the what's it called? GoFundMe. Extremely important because the more we travel, this trip I even went, I didn't even take security. I'll tell you honestly, even though it was, very, very iffy at some points, walking down the street or sitting on the airplane, or getting into a car with an Uber, that all of a sudden, which we'll talk about tomorrow, some interesting situations that I went through while I was in D.C., especially in the halls of Congress, as I was standing in line to get into the hearing. You could constantly see different Congress people walking up, Pat Bondi and others, and when they noticed I was there, even the media, they couldn't. They were trying to figure out what I was even doing there. So definitely, the stuff cost is expensive, and trust me when I tell you, it's important, especially in the world we live in. So that's one of the things. I'm always going to be upfront with you, and I'm always going to tell you exactly. So we definitely that's one of the things very important. So if you can, those of you that can't, don't feel the pressure. I don't want you to feel like you're obligated or you have to, because I understand. Number one thing, make sure you got food on the table. You can take care of yourself, your kids. But if you have a little extra, and after you've helped whatever the Ukrainian kids or anybody else, you have a little extra, please help us continue becoming a paid subscriber and continue contributing to our GoFundMe's and our methods to be able to keep doing the work. Because the one thing I'm going to promise you, and I give you my word, one of the things that a part of what I want to uncover, and I want to help in the midterms with a lot of other campaigns, is uncover all of this super PAC money, all of this foreign money that goes into super PACs and these campaigns that are out there destroying, that is being used by foreign adversaries, by corrupt, politician, by corrupt, companies that are out there basically using these corrupt super PACs to be able to go in there and take control and bribe our government. So, I'm not going to take money from no corporations. I'm not planning on taking money from any big donors or anybody that wants to come here, write a check so I could go advertise their stuff. That we're doing grassroots. So that's what I'm saying to you. We're going to push it with what we have, and we're going to do so with each and every one of you. So I first of all appreciate it. Keep doing it and pressing it. So now let's get to some of the probably also extremely important part of stuff here, which we're going to discuss later on. But for those of you folks that want to start off, as when we start this part is going to be about Michael Cohen. Now, for those of you that are right away going to say, I don't want to hear about Michael Cohen again, I ask of you and I beg of you, please, this is not about Michael Cohen. I do not want you. I want you to pretend the name is not Michael Cohen. Pretend we're talking about Steve Bannon. Pretend we're talking about. The problem is that because, and I've been speaking today offline with a lot of people that have been duped by Michael Cohen, a lot of people that have been used by Michael Cohen, a lot of people that are right now today are in shock, folks. In shock today that about what's going on with Michael Cohen. And by the way, somebody said about the petitions. Please continue signing the petition. We have over 25,000 or 26,000 signatures. The Epstein petition. I've already shown it to Congressman Raskin, to Congresswoman Crockett. But this week we're going to officially submit it to Congress sometime. I think Jay Monday or Tuesday. So let's try to get to at least 30,000 if we can get more. So if you haven't yet signed the petition, sign it. If you have somebody else sign it. So let's get as many signatures on that petition, because that also has a lot to do with what we're doing right now. With Michael Cohen, with what's going on with Michael Cohen. Because while I was in D.C., I also made sure to explain to them how important and Michael Cohen is. And trust me when I tell you, Michael Cohen is now on the same list of people as Bannon and everything else, because he needs to come forward and he needs to start spilling the truth, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. And what he has been doing for the past month or maybe even longer, it's all coming to fruition. And for those that have said stop the division and everything, folks, the only person dividing this communities, the only person dividing this country, like Donald Trump, is Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen is basically, just so you understand right now, instead of going out there and turning Republicans and MAGA, and like we're trying to do, and flip them to go against Donald Trump, to open their eyes, to show them how corrupt Trump is, that Trump was involved in the Epstein files. Instead of being there right now at the most important moment, Michael Cohen instead is actually taking Democrats. He's taking independents. He's taking people. Just think about it. He has 70,000 people on this platform that are fooled by him, that to think that he is doing something good. In the meantime, every time he goes on there, he is spreading propaganda against people like Ellie Leonard, people like Wajahid Ali, people like Zev Shalev, people like Dean Blundell, people like Joe Walsh, people, me. He's everybody is bad except for him. All because people want to ask a simple question and want to get the answers. But then he went a step further, folks. He did something that I can't even tell you. So let me tell you what's going on, because we're going to break all of this down later on. But what I want to say to you is he's basically transforming Democrats into MAGA. Because if you go on his site, all of those 70,000 people are basically starting to get brainwashed by his letters, are getting brainwashed by him trying to say, look, I didn't see Donald Trump do anything wrong. They're not going to force me to say that Donald Trump did anything wrong. Donald Trump did nothing wrong. You saw him on Joy Reid. You saw him on the mic. You saw him everywhere where he has been on a campaign. That the only thing he saw Donald Trump do wrong, and even now he's recanting that, is the Stormy Daniels stuff. And this interview today, when we go live, I don't know if it's going to be at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We're discussing it with the team. I'll let you know, but it's going to be Zev's going to use this technology because Michael Cohen went and did a 2-hour, folks. Yes, just think about it. He did a 2-hour interview. He did a 2-hour podcast interview. You know with who? He didn't go do it with the Midas touch. He didn't go do it with some of the bigger podcasts. He didn't even go do it with Joe Rogan. He went to do it one of the hardcore right wing mega podcasters out there, Patrick Bet David. The podcast is called PBD. Donald Trump has been on this podcast. And let me give you some interesting facts now that we're going to talk about later on. Remember, for those of you might remember, Michael Cohen came on and started going live one day that he was in Florida visiting his parents. And that was around the same time where we broke the news, where I told you that Michael Cohen, I'm hearing from sources inside that Michael Cohen is trying. Oh, Joy is so pissed off, I can't even tell you. Because the fact that he's running around using Joy's name, the fact that he's running around using the Midas touch, that he's still friends with Ben, and that Joy validated some of his stuff. Believe me, Joy did not validate any of his stuff. Joy is not validating. I spoke to Joy, and I could tell you, Joy is not validating anything Michael Cohen is saying. So I could tell you for a fact, Joy is in shock, just like everybody else. And I apologize. I don't want to be. I hate to be writing this, but it wasn't. I'm not, playing games. I mean, I have sources that I've been telling him. Michael Cohen came here, was literally to Florida to try to get to go see Trump at Mar-a-Lago, folks. That's why he came down to Florida, not to visit his parents. Yes, he saw his parents. Yes, his parents live in Florida, and yes, he probably did see them. And I'm not saying to you, but while he was in Florida, he was trying to go out there and make his way to Mar-a-Lago. That is why I was getting the call saying that Michael's trying to get to Mar-a-Lago. This was the same time where Michael wrote the letter that he's being coerced by Letitia James and by Alvin Bragg. So if you go back to it, this is the same exact time. So Michael was trying to parlay it, and his source was who he was doing it through. And I told you I didn't know. I knew it was somebody in that Trump mega world we were trying to figure out. Now we know it was Patrick Bet David. Patrick Bet David is who Michael Cohen was here with. He was trying to give a message through this, and then he did a 2-hour podcast with. And I'm hearing from people on the inside that he has actually having conversations with this right wing group to be able to start doing a podcast together. So his podcast that he used to do with the Midas Touch, he's now planning to do it, and he's telling his subscribers and the 70,000 people that are being scammed right now on his platform that basically that they are what's it called? He's going to do something with a centrist. But the interesting part is if you take a look at his words, he's now using the same words. He's calling each and every one. You know what he's calling us? The far left radical. We're the radical left. We're the radical far left. You know who else talks like that? Donald Trump talks like that. You know who else talks like that? Pam Bondi talks like that. I'm going to share something with you, and then and I'm gonna leave it because we have a lot to break down today and everything. But I want you to. I'm gonna give you a little clip of Michael Cohen in his own words, in his own view, a little clip of what's to come tonight and what and the letter I'm writing. And by the way, if you saw, I tagged Jolly, I tagged Acosta. I want to see more people starting to talk up, because if they're not going to start talking out, folks, I'm going to start calling him out, because these are the people that promoted him. These are the people that did it. Joy's the only one that called him out. Joy had to put him out there. And this, individual, Michael Cohen, is now trying to go use Joy by telling his subscribers that if you disagree with me, you disagree with Joy Reid, that she validated everything I said. It's disgusting. And I support Joy, and Joy is my friend, and I won't let Michael Cohen talk about her like that. I won't let Michael Cohen talk about, this. As far as Jolly, I haven't spoken to Jolly, but I doubt that Jolly or anybody else is supporting him. I think, and I feel bad for the Midas guys, because, he keeps mentioning all the time that, yeah, we don't have a business relationship, but we have a personal relationship. If that's the case, I'm going to have a talk with Ben, because I can't understand with what you're doing why somebody would want to have a personal relationship with Michael Cohen. But folks, I want to play something to you. This is a little snippet of what of this interview is about, and it's important for you to hear with your own ears, because because this is truly shocking. And I want to also let you know that he did this interview 3 weeks ago. He did this interview at the beginning of January. So he did this interview before he spoke to whatever lawyer he spoke to. He did this interview before he did the Joy Reid show. He did this interview before all of that. He did this interview already prepared right after. So as I told you, he wrote the letter. and then he did this interview, and for the past 3 weeks, month, he's been lying, attacking. I mean, just think about it. He has threatened to sue me, Wajahid Ali, Ellie Leonard, Zev Shalev, Joe Walsh, Tara Palmieri. He has called us the Wolf Pack. He has insulted all of us. He has attacked Ellie Leonard, gone into her DMs and sent her messages that she needs to apologize to him. He's been sending me messages that you need to apologize. He's been trashing Tara Palmieri, that she's some kind of bad reporter. He's been telling Zev Shalev that he needs to go choke on something. He's been saying Dean Blundell is who is he? Just think about all these people that he is just going after, but he's this gray guy. You know, we're the wolf pack attacking him. No, enough is enough. I told you, Michael, enough is enough. My last text to Michael Cohen, folks, for you to know it, I will see you in court, Michael. He threatened to sue us, so we will see you in court, Michael. But before, we need to show the group in your own words. We have a lot, folks. This is just one sample of what's tonight. So I want you guys, I'm going to make it louder.
Real estate, another guy. And our children are all friends. Wow. And so, I mean, yeah. Are you still good with Steve, or do you? If I saw him, sure. Howard Lutnick, I know Howard longer than I know Trump. My daughter and his son went to nursery school together. It's 25 years I know Howard. Right? 25 years. I saw him after Trump became president. Came over, gave me a hug, the whole bit, gave me a kiss, hello, how are you? The whole bit. I have no problem with him or Allison, his wife. Why are they so loyal to him? What's that? Why are they so loyal to him? There's many different reasons. One, they believe in what Trump's agenda is. And two, it's probably very financially lucrative, for all of them to be in the inner circle. Okay, so fair to say that. Now, but going back to it with Trump, 2026, how important would you say, like if you were to say one of the most loyal guys I've met to his people is Trump, what would you rank him? One of the most loyal to his people that are loyal to him. Say out of 10 people, I've met a lot of guys. Where would you rank him? Probably towards the top. Towards the top, sure. Okay, sure. Would you have said that in 2020? Absolutely. By the way, if you look at my testimony, that when I was on the stand, and again, I did not volunteer to be on that stand. I was subpoenaed. By the way, would I have done the 60, 90 days like Peter Navarro or like Alan Weisselberg had I had somebody in my camp? Hell yeah. Certainly it's a lot better than the 6 years that I got from that idiot judge, right? Off of what? Off of doing an NDA, right? I mean, that's really what it was about an NDA, about the Russia hoax. Had I had even just a shred of loyalty thrown back to me, some care, some knowledge that, hey, protect Michael. Let's put our arms around him. It's what a mob boss would do. Don't take the guy in and just say, oh, yeah, point over there. Hey, no. Look at him. Don't look at me. Stop looking at me. Look at him over there. No, that's not right. I would never have testified. I didn't want to. In fact, when I said I felt pressured and coerced, I felt coerced. I was under subpoena. I felt pressured. I didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to. It's my personal feelings. And I'm entitled to them. Absolutely you are. So if these guys who were in Trump's ears, let's just say that they, turned you against him. No, the other way around. Turned him against you, whatever it may be. And let's just say you know that for a fact. I do. Okay, fair. If you know that for a fact, don't you think time's going to be on your side? Don't you think within time he's going to realize what happened? My hope? No, but what I'm saying is, even in that moment to say, did this guy, I have 100% of his back. Don't you think, and I want to finish this and then we can move on to the next topic. I have a response for this. That's going to blow you away. So what I'm saying is, in that moment, you're like, what is he doing? Patient, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. Then he sees the guys that did this. Then he sees how they did. And then he sits there and says, but that Michael guy never flipped. But that Michael guy never threw me under the bus. But that Michael guy, you know what? Call Michael. Don't you think time would have strengthened the relationship? That time, all right? When this is happening to you in real time, you're thinking post-fact. And I agree with you. Post-fact, probably would have been. That's what makes it tough, though. That's what makes it hard. What makes it tough. It makes it impossible because you're living in a world. Yeah, I can assure you, this has never happened to you. In fact, it's probably never happened to any of you, any of your listeners either. You can't imagine what it feels like. It's not an anvil dropping out like in the Roadrunner from the sky and squashing you into a. You chose that job, though. That comes with the territory. It's not an easy job. What job are you referring to? Don't choose to go into the administration. I didn't go into the administration. Choose to stay supporting when he's at that level. I mean, this is the most targeted man. It wasn't politics in our life, though. It wasn't anything that we had done while he was in office. This was everything free. None of it was political. This was all free. I understand. My point is, so what was I looking for? What was I hoping for? I was hoping that the man who I revered, man who I had worked for, had blasts with. We used to travel together, laugh. I don't see Trump laughing anymore. I don't see him smiling. I don't see him having a good time. I think he's having the time of his life. No.
That's just a little bit, folks. That's just a little taste. 2 hours of just think about what he was saying in there. He doesn't see Trump laughing, him and Trump taking a good time, him and Trump doing all these great things. Listen to how he was talking about all of a sudden he never wanted to testify. All he wanted was a little tender love and care. If somebody would have just taken care of him and said, Michael, we love you, we'll take, he would have done like Alan Weissenberg. Think what he said. He would have been proud to go do 60, 90 days in prison. He said, I would have went and did 60, 90 days in prison if all they needed to do was we just needed to some little love. How he spoke about Howard Lutnick. Howard Lutnick, the guy that just right now in the Epstein files, Howard Lutnick. Our kids are best friends. Our kids, we grew up together. Howard Lutnick knows me. We give a hug. Witkoff gives me a hug when he sees me. Folks, wake up. Wake up. We have a major traitor in our works, folks. We need to make sure this is not about us and Michael Cohen. This is us about Michael Cohen's right now taking 70,000 people, 500,000 people he has on his YouTube, millions of people that watch his garbage all over the time. He's going out there spreading propaganda because people are not speaking up. Where is Acosta? Where are the Midas? Where is everybody? It's time to speak up who Michael Cohen is. Because the wolf pack is going to speak up. We're not going to stop. We're going to make sure we uncover. Because Michael Cohen, I think, is the key that ties all of this together now. If before I thought Michael Cohen might have had very little to do, he just might know something. But the way he's acting and what he's doing, folks, and think about all the reporting with Bannon and Epstein and Michael Cohen constantly all over the files. And the Rule 35. So I'm going to take a deep breath. Folks, I got to go make phone calls, and then I got to go join me with Wajahid Ali. I'm going to be jumping over there in like 10, 15 minutes to go over some of this stuff and some other stuff about Tulsi Gabbard, some of the breaking news that we're talking about. And then later on tonight, we're going to have a special, I'll let you know what time. But I ask each and every one of you, this is extremely important. We need to spread this news. We need to make sure everybody knows how important this is, because right now, Michael Cohen is basically taking, because a lot of people do not know, and they're thinking that he's being attacked. He's using these manipulative moves to be able to now switch people into Trump believers. If you go to the crazy part, if you go to his subscribers, right? If you go watch this, he's going to go live at 4 o'clock. I ask all of you to go in there and make sure, don't attack his people. Don't get into arguments. Explain to them what's going on. Even if they attack or say something, don't let them try to treat you like control, but tell them, say, guys, look at the evidence. It's extremely important because people in his, and I'm not telling them, I don't want to take away anybody's subscriptions, or it's not about that. It's about getting the truth out there, because people are out there literally talking about him. When he talks about Trump, they're like, Michael, thank you for writing this letter. We understand how it feels. These are votes, folks. These are people that are starting to turn away. If they could believe that all of us, just think about how many people how many credible people I have named. From Wajahid Ali to Joy Reid to Ellie to Dean to myself to Waj to how many people, and Michael Cohen has his people brainwashed to such a degree that these people that subscribe to Michael Cohen, just think about it. They subscribe to all of us. They subscribe to all of us. They subscribe to Joe Walsh. They subscribe to the Midas Touch. They subscribe to my son Aaron. They subscribe to you. They subscribe to all of us. But because we are asking Michael Cohen questions, we are the enemy. Just think about that. Think about how he brainwashes them. Think about what's going on. So that's why I need your help. We need to spread the word. So do your thing, family. Go out there, make sure, because this is very serious. They're laying out the groundwork. I'm warning you. The people in Congress finally started to understand what's going on. Trump is going to, this whole Alvin Bragg thing, this whole Letitia James things is going to come back, folks. Michael Cohen's going to be back in the news, but it's going to be about when he's going to be testifying. And I'll give you another little preamp. You know what Michael Cohen said in this interview, and we're going to talk about later tonight. I'm going to leave you off on that. And please, folks, if you can, become paid subscribers. If you can, go to loveremembers.com. Grab your, like I said, for those of you joining late, we only have a few hundred books left because I cut ties with Amazon. So we have to find a new distributor, which we're going to do in the meantime. But also very important, if you can support, we have our, and I showed you guys, go to the website, Love Remembers. We have the Wolf Pack. The Wolf Pack is coming for you. Get your Wolf Pack t-shirts, and we're going to use that to somehow, in a positive way, to use that money to help out, not only fund the missions, but also maybe the survivors, maybe Ukraine. We'll figure it out. But in the meantime, go get them because they're selling quickly, and I want to make sure that we get as many as we can to make the movement going, supporting all of us. So go, folks. Join me in a little bit. I'm going to be on Wajahid Ali and the Left Hook. Later on, we're going to be going live with Zev, and then tomorrow, we're going to have a special 2-hour coffee with tea with Lev and Dean, where, like I said, make sure for those of you that, because I want you to participate. I want you to ask the questions. Your support is important to me. And so I see a lot of times when we do the lives, I see a lot of you have great comments, great questions. Do me a favor for our conversation tomorrow, because I want it to be more about you. I want to get you guys more involved because you deserve it. And so, like I said, Lev's Army is going to put together something in the chat. Also, if you can, Lev PTTP at proton.me. Also, make sure you sign the petition. Extremely, extremely important, because we have close to 30,000. We're going to submit the petition probably Monday or Tuesday, finally, to Congress. So, what can I say? It's we're making things happen. We're moving, and we're going to make sure that we're going to hold people accountable. I promise you that, folks. Anyway, I'll see you later. I'm not saying bye because I'll see you in a little bit. In 15, 20 minutes, I'll be over on the Left Hook. Take care, guys.